9:47, time to, well, I was going to say see what's in the papers, but we know what's in the papers.
There's only one story, really.
It really is a one-story day. Royal broadcaster Rafael Del Mancu and showbiz reporter Stephanie Tetchy are here. It is all about the Princess of Wales, and not surprising, because not only was the news a shock, Rafe, but actually the way it was delivered was unique, it was dignified, and it was warm.
Yes, completely unprecedented. I mean, obviously shocking because we've always known the Princess of Wales to be in rude health. She hasn't really had any health issues apart from acute morning sickness during her pregnancies. We were told that this operation was going to be non-cancerous, which indeed it was. It was in the post-operative testing that they discovered all of this. So we are generally shocked. Exactly like the King, actually, spookily like the King. And yet, of course, yet more of a reason that we all need to go and get ourselves checked and screened. And just as the King was hoping that his coming forward would lead to men having their prostates checked, and we saw a huge increase in searches for that on the internet. One can only hope that other people can take inspiration from this video too. But as you say, very unique. We know that the timing of this was done deliberately because it marked the end of the school term for the three children, and therefore they won't have to deal with media outside the school or children in school talking about things. So the timing of this was very clear, as explained in the video. But the fact that the Princess of Wales recorded a video to camera, normally there's a press release issued by Kensington Palace. This was the Princess of Wales' way of saying, yes, I'm here, this is taken now. The flowers you can see behind me show that this is a current modern video, and I am speaking to you from my heart, saying this is what's happening to me, speaking more openly than ever before, but also saying I need time to heal, and this is a time for privacy.
Yeah, I mean, the uniqueness of it is surely in the fact that when we see royals speak, they're either on a stage, you know, so they're in all of their finery and there's a reason they're there and they're being very positive and very lively, or when you see them out and about meeting people. Here we see a princess...
Personal.
Being very personal and looking very vulnerable.
Yeah, and I think it's... I kind of feel sorry for the comms team, for the royals, because they faced so much scrutiny over the past few weeks, where I think probably when it got to this video, it was just let Kate talk. Forget, let's stage in anything. Let her speak her truth and what she's been going through, because everything else that they've tried to do to help, try to make the public feel a bit safe, knowing that Kate as well, unfortunately, has failed, where this... You cannot deny it. You cannot criticise it. It's a woman, it's a mother, it's a daughter, it's a sister speaking what she's going through, and most of us can relate to Kate in this video. And I think what's happened over the past few years, what I find annoying is when critics do not view the royals as human. They are human beings, and her talking about cancer, we can all relate through it because we've all either had a loved one who's gone through it. So I think this video was just Kate being natural and being herself.
What about the fact William... It's only struck me this morning that you might have sort of expected William and Catherine to do the video together. The fact what do you mean the fact she did it absolutely on her own, Rafe?
I think it's more powerful that way. This is a personal, almost a one-to-one between Catherine and the whole nation, and it's clearly her desired words coming out of that. And I think, in a certain sense, that's important because there's been so much focus on the Princess of Wales. Yeah. This is the Princess of Wales's struggle, and I think the way that this was done just really underlined that. But our thoughts must also be with Prince William, as they must be with Queen Camilla. You know, when the King first spoke as Prince Charles of slimming down the monarchy, the vision was for there to be 10 principal working royals. Fast forward a few years, Prince Andrew, Harry and Meghan went. Fast forward, you know, a couple more years now, and we now have the working royals down to just 5. And of those, you know, Camilla and many of them are in... I think the average age of the working royals is now 72 years of age. Yeah. So it's a very trying time for everyone, obviously for the King and for the Princess of Wales, but also for the other royals who have to now step up to the plate, including, let's remember, you know, the Gloucesters and the Kents are 80 and 90. So, I mean, it's a very trying time for everyone, I think.
Yeah, and I think that is the changing face of the royal family. Like, they're very much a family since Queen Elizabeth died, they've been very much a family that's been in transition and trying to keep it afloat. And what I really respect about the royal family is always service, and serving the public is always at the forefront of their minds. As Kate said in that video yesterday, it's a job she loves doing, but at the same time, they are going to face these kind of hiccups, and they're just going to have to find a way to keep it going, which they have. And that's why they need more public support and less of this controversy, which has been happening over the past few weeks.
But isn't it fascinating how, in the wake of all of this, one thing which we're getting through in all the hundreds and hundreds of messages we've had today is the fact that people who either have had cancer or, in some cases, have terminal cancer that have got in touch this morning feel uplifted by, almost held and supported by the Princess of Wales as a result of what she said.
Absolute inspirational. I mean, we've had viewers with tears in their eyes who've been actively crying about all this. And that's actually, monarchy is the most human form of government because it's based on the family. And we all have our own families. And so we celebrate the highs of births and marriages and coronations, but we also feel the pain and the anguish, and we can all relate. Every single viewer has had cancer affect them in some way, either personally or through their own family or social circle. And this is just the public face of what we all have to live with.
And obviously I come from more of the showbiz celebrity arena, but I've always found with stories with public figures, when they do open about their health battles, it ends up becoming inspiring because it becomes like a collective experience where readers and their fans go on this journey with them of wishing them back to health and being on this road to them. And also it promotes awareness in that sense. Most people do go through these battles, but they don't have a voice to speak about these things.
I guess the difference with celebrities, because obviously celebrities often use issues like this, as serious as they are, as a PR vehicle.
Yes.
Right, and so people do go on that journey to recovery with them, whereas obviously this isn't the case.
No,
Kate
it's
doesn't want PR, she wants to be left alone.
Yeah, and it's sad, and this is what is sad about this situation, where the fact that she didn't have that space to kind of handle this behind closed doors. She was almost forced in a way. For me, as I said, when I was watching that video, it was less about Kate, the princess, but more Kate, the mother, more Kate, the wife, and now she's going through this, and this is why she has to communicate this.
But this is what we have to remember, is her message to her own children is she'll be OK, and she will. We know she'll beat it.
Rafe, Steph, thank you both very much indeed. Ellie and Ben are here next with Saturday Morning Live.